Good evening, cowboys, cowgirls, and outlaws. Welcome to the Slick Sixguns Network. I'm your host, Slick Sixguns, and I'm here to provide education, tips, and community for those interested in the Western shooting sports. If you're interested in stuff like that, be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notifications bell so you don't miss anything. Now let's pack our wagons and see what's being discovered out west.
Good afternoon, all. Cowboys, cowgirls, and outlaws, welcome to the Slick Sixguns Network Facebook page. For this week, we are going to be doing a live stream. Thank you for tuning in today. And I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that I got some good stuff coming up. And feel free to introduce yourself in the comment section as we go along. Let me know where you are watching from. Let me know what you guys are doing. And of course, let me know what you guys are drinking. For those of you who are very familiar with these coffee talks, it's basically a chance for you and me to socialize and basically just talk about some cool stuff. And I usually show you something that might end up being on my actual page on YouTube, or I'll talk to you about a preview that's coming, or we just talk about some fun fact. Anyway, we just kind of roll with the flow on these. These are very non-formal talks, and it's just basically for you and I to have some fun. But I'm going to go ahead and just mention it now and get that out of the way. If you like this kind of content, if you at all love anything that I do and are a constant companion to this channel, I definitely will say that I think you might like the fact of becoming a patron. You can always look down in the link description below. You can either buy me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com, or you can also become a patron of my channel. I have different levels you guys can join, and as that you receive certain benefits from me, to include personal invites for certain things. So, with that out of the way, I just wanted to say good morning, first of all, and from wherever you guys are located. I am in Texas, for those of you who don't know. I also like to give a shout out to some of my viewers. Mr. Dakota Tidwell, thank you for joining. I am glad that you are on the channel today. I'm sure you're going to like some of the stuff I'm going to talk about, because I'm going to bring out some stuff that was brought out over Christmas. So I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. I hope everybody had a Happy New Year. This is kind of a quick, kind of an impromptu live stream. I was supposed to have it later this afternoon, but some events kind of came up, so I'm going to do it now. And I have a little bit of free time, so I figured we'd get that out of the way. But anyway, and you're watching from Del Rio, Texas. Thank you for watching. So I hope you're enjoying the coffee down there. So, which reminds me, I have my coffee today, and I'm really super excited to talk about my coffee cup, because it was provided to me by a viewer, and I will go ahead and announce who that was, and I will also show you what the coffee cup looks like. And if that viewer is watching, please give me a like, thumbs up, and announce yourself in the comment section. I really appreciate it. So, without any further ado, I'll let you guys go ahead and know that I am drinking coffee today, and I am drinking it in one of the most unique cups I have ever seen before. This is actually something I believe that was gotten at the gift shop, provided to me by a viewer out in Lincoln County. And for those of you who are familiar with Lincoln County, New Mexico, you know that it's about Billy the Kid. And you'll see that it has a Single Action Army grip frame on here strapped to the cup. Now, I had this picture of this provided on the page a while ago, asking if it was SAS legal, and I got a few, sarcastic comments on there. But I just wanted to let you guys know that it's a good little cup here. I'm very proud to have it. It is actually my new favorite cup, and I'll go ahead and announce who that viewer was. Thank you, Mr. Marshall Tidwell. Let's go ahead and give him a round of applause. So, thank you, Marshall Tidwell, for supplying that. It was the best Christmas gift I think I got all year. And that's definitely the truth, because I really didn't get much for Christmas. Well, there's a few other things I got, but they weren't really Christmas gifts. That was something more or less I got for myself, and it helps out the channel. So anyway, go ahead and enjoy your coffee with me. I'm glad to be drinking out of this cup. I'm always cocked and locked, if you will. And you can always, and just a reminder, my finger is not on the trigger here, and this gun will discharge at any random moment, regardless of whether I have my finger on the trigger or not. For those of you who get that reference, you got it. So, anyway, cool little cup. Really excited about that. Let's go ahead and take a look at it here. We got some nice grips here. I believe it is a one-piece grip. And you got the fancy trigger guard, and you got the nice single-action Army hammer. The recoil on this thing is absolutely great. I believe I load it with 45 grains of coffee every day. So yeah, good stuff. Anyway, let me know what you're drinking in the comments section. I'd love to say it. I'm going to go ahead and give a quick shout out to some of the viewers right now. Mr. Tidwell, I got you. Jerry Riley is on. Good morning. Randy, good morning. We've been talking very recently. I was up really late last night and I really couldn't sleep. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I do pay attention to your comments, and I'm glad you were looking forward to this content. Yeah, I really couldn't sleep. It's not because you were messaging me on Facebook, but I happened to be up at that hour, so I was responding to you really early in the morning. So thank you for commenting so much. I think it got us some pretty good traction with some people. So hopefully we'll get a lot of viewers on the channel today. Dakota, make sure that you share that video with your father. Let him know that I greatly appreciate the cup and that he was actually mentioned on this channel. So, thank you. Mr. Scott, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining. Anyway, let me know what you guys are drinking in the comment section. I'd like to hear what you guys are drinking. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, as you all know. I'm sure some people are off work. Some people working the night shift or whatever and about to go to bed. Want to have a little nightcap. Let me know what you're drinking. I'd like to hear. Yeah, okay, there you go. All right, I got you. Mr. Marshall Tidwell is now watching. So, yeah, just wanted to say thank you very much for supplying the cup. I will go ahead and bring it on here one more time just for you to see since you are watching. Been talking about how nice this cup is. And, very manly, very masculine. It's awesome. I really, really love it. So as I've been saying to everybody on this channel, it is, probably the best Christmas gift I've received all year. And, I didn't really receive a whole lot, but this one definitely topped it all. So I really appreciate it. It means I'm always loaded. So thank you. It's going to be a mainstay of the channel. I will say that. So it will be a mainstay of the channel, and I might have it in every video from now on. So thank you for that, and much obliged. All right, so before I get into the major content of this video, I want to let you guys know that in my personal life, I've been having a lot of things going on. So for those of you who care to listen, feel free to stay tuned. For those of you who want to wait, I'll be getting to the content in the next few minutes here when it comes to the actual firearm. I know you guys all come for firearms, and I get to it, believe me, but I also love the sound of my own voice. So, other than that, I've had a lot of things go on lately. Christmas was great, New Year's was great, and we've been, definitely the ranch is doing really, really well. For those of you who actually own ranches yourselves, let me know how you guys are doing. I run some livestock here, so they're doing really well this year. We had a little bit of a rough time kind of at the get-go, just with kind of making sure that the animals were well protected and well taken care of. And obviously last year we had our awesome snowstorm, which I was not here for. However, I know that it kind of put the ranch a little bit in hard times, specifically when it came to water, and I'm sure everybody in Texas is very familiar with that. So I digress. Anyway, we went ahead and actually for the ranch we established a better watershed. So for those of you that don't know, a lot of our pipes were actually out in the open, and I know Mr. Tidwell on here would know what that was like, as he stayed with me over one Thanksgiving and the pipes froze. It was terrible. Wife was out there with the hair dryer. Really didn't have a whole lot of experience in doing it, and we finally wised up, and after about 4 years we figured it out. Mr. Hicks, thank you for tuning in, pulling triggers. Thank you. I shoot with you, man, and I've heard you've been on vacation. Thank you for tuning in, and I'm sure you have seen this rifle in action before when I actually get to it. So anyway, we had a watershed being built. It was some money. I did not build it myself. I had a lot of the great people in Burnett who have businesses for doing that kind of thing end up building it for us, which was fine. I had the money, so we got through it, and we have a better water system than we've ever had before. And I haven't had any freezing pipes at all with some of the cold weather we've had, although it hasn't been as cold as it was last year. So that's just a little news on the ranch, just to let you guys know. So for those of you that care to know, and and I know some family that currently has some ranching work that they do, that they're familiar with what I'm talking about. So cheers. All right. So, okay, now for the main content. Let's see. We are going to be talking about my Spencer Carbine. I'm going to show it to you, and I just want to let you guys know that I do use it in competition. I may give you my opinions on it. It's my opinion, okay? Don't beat me up too bad. And I am also going to preface this video by saying that this is not meant to be a historical video. So if I spout off something historical and you find it wildly inaccurate, I'll try and watch myself. But if you consider it inaccurate and you want to go ahead and correct me on it, I really don't care. It's not meant to, be an informative video when it comes to historical accuracy. That is for my YouTube channel where I do all my research. Okay? So I try to stay away from the historical aspect, but I do talk a little bit about the rifle, how I use it. I might give you my opinion on it and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do my customary check to make sure this thing has all been safe and unloaded. I want to let you guys know that I went ahead and checked this all off channel. So by all means, I'm not handling a loaded firearm. I'd like to think I have a lot of common sense, more than most people, but never know. There are some interesting people out there, as you guys have known in the news recently. Anyway, I'll go ahead and show you that it is clear. In fact, I will show you that this is the magazine right here, because it has a buttload of ammunition. For those of you who have seen that video, you know what I'm talking about. It is unloaded, as you can see, and I'm going to go ahead and work the action here. You won't see any brass in the follower. It is officially unloaded. So, let's talk about this weapon a little bit. Okay, this is my Spencer Carbine. For those of you who are not familiar with it, it was one of the first major repeaters introduced during the Civil War. It's one of the first major repeaters introduced in the U.S. as well. And it was a very good commercial success. For those of you who know a little bit more about the Spencer, feel free to share in the comments section what you want to share with everybody. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the features of this. It loads from the butt. It holds a total of 7. It has very nice wood on it. Kind of a shotgun butt plate here, for a typical carbine. It's got swivel studs here, or sling studs. It doesn't swivel at all. Going down to the lock here. Kind of an old-timey looking lock. If it looks like it sharps, well, that's kind of the way it was. They had some sharps parts. So that's where the hammer is kind of unique and very similar to the sharps here. You've also got color case hardening. Now, I'm going to remind everybody that this is not an original, so please do not take it as such. This is a replica. It's a very expensive replica, but a very good replica. I have seen some original carbines, some original Spencer carbines for sale, I have thought about getting one. However, they were pretty well used. They weren't in the best condition. So I would rather have something that I can shoot. And I know that I would have to convert it to a centerfire cartridge. I know that I would have to convert it to a centerfire cartridge firing gun because they're originally rimfire. And they do have modifications to do that. So, but that would take a lot of work and effort on my part. And I, for one, at this time, do not have the funds to do so. So, for this time, I will settle with my replica. Going down to the barrel, it's got a nice forend, very shiny looking wood here. And I will say that the sight on it is very positive. You know, this sight is not going to move that much when you have the ladder sight up. So I'm moving it with my finger a little bit here. It takes quite a bit of effort. And I have to say I'm kind of impressed with that, and that has to do with the flat spring here at the base. I've noticed that on some replicas that really isn't the case, but I will tell you that I am quite impressed with that, because nothing is more frustrating than having the sight fall down or something if you decide to take a long distance shot. Excuse me, I'm not really feeling that well. No, it's not COVID. It's got one ring on it right here, color case hardened to help hold the forend on. And it's got a nice, very pronounced front post sight. It is in .45 Colt, so it's 45 caliber. The originals were not in that caliber. So I will show you what the 45 Colt cartridge looks like, because why would I talk about this gun without talking about the cartridge that this replica is chambered in? Because some of you are probably are interested in purchasing something like that. This is a 45 Colt cartridge. For those of you who don't know, it was not chambered in the original Spencer, but in this replica it is. So my historical fanatics, by all means, please feel free to share it in the comments section. I know what it was chambered in originally, but you know, it was chambered in the 5650 or the 5656 as well. You know, it was chambered in both, and it was also chambered in other cartridges too. But 45 Colt was not one of them. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because you know there is always probably a little nuance in history at some point. But yeah, this is a big slug. Very fun to shoot. I love shooting it in competition. So a nice big old slug right there. You know, 45 ACP comes about probably halfway, maybe 3/4. So it's cool. I love it. For those of you who don't know, 45 Colt is actually one of my more favorite cartridges. Just recently getting into 44 a little bit more, and I'll explain that in a little bit. Alright, this is actually the tube follower. So the tube follower here is for centerfire ammunition. The originals were in rim. And I'll show you how it actually goes in. No pun intended. So, as you can see, I can see where this is going. Here is the hole. You slide the magazine follower in the hole, and then you twist it. So, you insert and twist. Sounds bad. Anyway, and then you can go ahead and run the action as normal. Anyway, I also like the fact that it's got a saddle ring carbine, a saddle ring here, excuse me. So even though I don't use it, it's something that I just think is a nice little addition. Just kind of shows you how handy it is. It rattles around, so it makes a lot of noise. Not very tactical, if you will. So, you know, not that anyone would really care, but it's kind of noisy if you were to take it out hunting or something. You feel something rattling around. I know some people have done it with this, and you by all means can do it with this. It's your gun. If you have one, feel free to use it for whatever you do. Now, what do I use it for? I use it for cowboy action shooting. I know some people use theirs for hunting. I know some people use it for cowboy action shooting. I know some people use it for the North-South Skirmish Association because they have a class in there that you can use with repeaters during the American Civil War. So I use mine in cowboy action shooting. And there isn't a particular class that I use it in. Category, I should say. It's a main match gun. If you guys follow any of my videos, you'll see that I kind of make fun of the Spencer. For people that own the Spencer really can't do math. And that's because this thing only holds 7, when a main match usually requires 10 at a minimum. Sometimes it requires more, especially if you're doing a reload. But with this, you're going to automatically do a reload, so you actually had to make something to do it faster. I actually would load individually. Don't recommend it, but if you have nothing else, you can always load individually. If you're on the clock. So, what is my opinion of this rifle? Let me talk about that. Let me know in your comments, in the comment section, what your opinion is of the rifle itself. If you've used it in competition, I'd like to know what other people think. I got my own opinions on it, and I'm going to share them with you for what they're worth. You know, by all means, I don't expect everyone to take my word as gold, but, you know, it's my opinion and I'll share it anyway. So, what do I think about this thing? I think it, first off, is a very beautiful gun. That is kind of an understatement. It is extremely beautiful. One of the best color case hardenings I think I've ever seen on a rifle. The only other one I think I've seen that had better color case hardening, I think, was the Henry iron frame that came out from Henry Repeating Arms. So it is just very aesthetically pleasing. I like it. The action, however, is clunky as hell. And I will say that this thing, to me, is not meant to be for anyone who wants to get into the game for speed. That is my opinion. I think people can run them relatively fast. I don't think they are fast compared to other main match rifles that are just out of the box, but it's a cool factor, really. It is a nostalgic feel. It is a historical feel. It is something that I got into because I just love the history behind this rifle. I love repeaters in general. I love Old West repeaters. And for anyone who is in cowboy action or some type of Western shooting sport, you end up eventually becoming kind of a collector. I'm one of those people. So why not collect this type of repeater? It's unique. There's other repeaters to collect as well, if you can find repros for them that shoot modern ammunition, or you have originals that are converted, or if you have originals and somehow have original ammunition. But I've seen those to be extremely expensive. A perfect example is something like the Evans repeater. For those of you that know what I'm talking about, and for those of you that might have one, please let me know. I'm very curious to find out if they actually have a current reproduction of the Evans repeater. I have seen originals, and they are affordable, but I haven't been able to see where you could find any kind of ammunition for it, such as vintage ammunition on gunbroker.com or something like that. Some people make their own ammunition, so their own rimfire. So I will say that that is something that is pretty unique. For those of you that might have one, please let me know if there is a repro out there. I have yet to find one, but if they do, maybe one day, someday, I might get it. So I just want to let you guys know that this is a good carbine. It's a good carbine. I will say that it is pretty awesome, and I will say that I love it. So going on with my opinion of this rifle, I think it is great. I just don't think it's something that if you want to get in for the speed of the sport, it's a very clunky action. It is you have to do two individual motions where you have to cock the hammer and you also have to lever the rifle, rather than just on something, say, like a Winchester style action where you would only have to work the lever and it does everything else for you, minus you having to pull the trigger. So you would have to individually cock the hammer, work the lever, and then fire the weapon. So it's a lot of work, and it actually can get your hands pretty tired. There's certain techniques you can use to make it run a little bit faster, but I've yet to hear of anybody who works on them to make them faster, any smiths to do. I'm not really interested in becoming that, and I think most people who own this probably would feel the same way about the weapon itself. They probably have it just like me. They have it for nostalgic reasons. They have it to go out and have kind of a cool factor, something different, because this isn't something that you see on the range every day. Not everybody's lining up to take their Spencer out to go shooting, but it's kind of nice for those who just want to kind of experience the history, get a feel for what it's like, enjoy it, go out and shoot it. So that's what I do with it, and that is my opinion of it. So let me know in the comment section what your opinion is of the Spencer. Very beautifully crafted weapon. Definitely a really cool reproduction. It is, of course, centerfire. It is, of course, able to shoot smokeless powder. You are able to shoot modern .45 Colt through it. Depending on the ammunition, sometimes it can be finicky with it. For those of you who want a little more information on the Spencer, can always go to the video that I did with Santee a couple years ago. You'll be able to see that. If you guys watch Santee, Arizona Ghost Riders, you'll be able to see that I kind of did a quick demonstration. I also talked a little bit more about the history of that video. Some of you guys may actually be already followers of the Arizona Ghost Riders. So anyway, that's just kind of neat. I'll take you guys' questions at any point in time. John, thank you for joining. Lane, thank you for joining. Zane, thank you for joining. Lane, Zane, and John, good to see you. Just here drinking coffee, boys and girls, outlaws, cowboys, cowgirls. Feel free to let me know what you guys are drinking. I'd love to hear about it. If you guys like this content, I definitely think you guys should buy me a coffee. You know, I've already mentioned one viewer here who actually bought me the cup, which was really awesome of them, and I have thanked them extensively on this video. But it's a very cool cup. You got Billy the Kid on there. It's awesome. So anyway, let me know how your guys' day is going, what you think of the Spencer. I'll probably bring the Spencer up a little bit more. We'll look at it one more time for those of you who want to just drool over it and you know, have a little bit of fun, so to speak. Some of you guys may have some questions about what I'm wearing. Yes, I've changed my shirt 3 times over the last 3 live streams. Yes, I do have a video coming out next week. I'm not going to tell anybody what it is because I'm going to go ahead and post it in the channel when I actually get it ready. So it will be coming out at some point. So, Thomas, thank you. Awesome rifle. Yep. I would be all in if it held 10. Well, yeah, unfortunately they don't make a model that is like that at all. But it kind of gives you an appreciation of it, you know, just for the sheer fact that you can operate it. You get to do the combat reload for those of you who have done 3-gun competition or something like that, where you have to do a combat reload on the clock. This is the old style combat reload, better than muzzle loader, I guess you could say. So you get to load 3 extra rounds or more, depending on whether you hit the target or not. So, just a great rifle anyway, regardless. You know, it's great paired with some different... It's kind of my oddball gun, but recently I've been able to purchase a lot of oddball guns, so you will be seeing a lot of those on the channel as well. For those of you who didn't watch my last video, all the firearms and gear that you can use in SAS or is SAS approved, by all means take a look at it. I showcase just about every firearm that I show on this channel or will show on this channel, so you can see what you can have and what you will be seeing on the channel. So if you guys want to know what I'm doing with that, feel free to scroll on over to YouTube and take a look. Let's go ahead and look at this thing one more time. So, yep, as I said, it's got the magazine follower in the butt plate here. Holds 7 rounds. And for those of you who are going to ask, yes, it is capable of holding 7 plus 1. So I guess for a total of 8, if you wanted to do that. It's got color case hardening on the butt plate. It's a shotgun butt plate. Very nice, shiny, glossy wood here. Good color case hardening on the lock plate and the receiver. Very beautiful. Although I will say the sights on it really are not that awesome. They're very fine. They're almost too fine, and I'm not that old. So, you know, it's not like my vision really has a whole lot of problems with it. So, I will say, also, for those of you who are fans of Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Redemption in general, you'll notice that this is the first rifle that you guys actually get in the game. They call it the Carbine Repeater, because they don't want to, you know, infringe on the names of the firearms, but this is that rifle, so you guys actually get to see it in action in the game. And what I thought was really cool in the game is that they actually reload it like it originally was, at least in number 2, not number 1, but number 2 they actually get it right, which is really awesome. So very awesome. I'll flip it over one more time here for those of you to see. Got the saddle ring on it. Going down to the front post. Let me know in the comments section your final thoughts of this rifle. And keep enjoying your coffee, by all means. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content on the channel. I know I have. It's been a lot of fun so far, especially since I've been back. I hope you guys are excited for me to be back, and I know some of you are. I hope that some of the viewers that kind of forgot about me will come back too. Please let them know if they're your friends. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.
Description section is a link to our Patreon account if you feel like supporting us. Don't forget to buy me a coffee as well.
Outlaws, cowgirls, and cowboys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did. And if you're looking forward to the next video, I'll see you on down the trail. Have a good one.